All right. Just got back from a photo session and one-on-one coaching. And so I wanted to record what my post-session process flow was. So I'm going to just very quickly kind of go through what I do when I get home from a session. So I went ahead, I have my SD card plugged into my computer. The very first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and get my raw images saved to my hard drive. So I'm going to navigate to my hard drive, which is labeled T7. That's just the name of the hard drive. And then I create a new folder, and I always name my folders the date with the year first, the month, and then the day, because that always keeps it in numeric order, no matter what it's named. And then, what's the name of my Kramer? I was like, wait, what's the last? And then I always do the last name of my client. So once I go in there, I'm going to create a new folder inside the Kramer folder that just says raw. And that's where I'm going to drop all of my raw files. It's not reading my SD card. So I'm going to just pull it out and put it back in. There it goes. All right. Select all, drag to the raw folder. What will happen now is it's going to import all of the raw files from my SD card. While that is transferring, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create my Lightroom catalog, which I'm going to use to create proofs. So I'm going to just open Lightroom. And I have Lightroom set to where it'll say, hey, what catalog do you want to pull? And that's where I'll go, hey, I want to create a new catalog. There's a lot of processing going on right now, so it's a little slow. All right, so I'm going to create a new catalog, navigate to my Kramer folder, and I'm going to use the same exact naming convention for the Lightroom catalog. Okay. All right, it looks like these are all transferred. So I'm going to go ahead and eject my SD card. I always eject the SD card because I be getting scared that like I'm going to delete everything. So I just go ahead and eject it and pull it out of my computer. Then I go to my Lightroom catalog. I'm going to go ahead and import all of those images in my Lightroom catalog. So just go File, Import. And then I'm going to navigate to my Kramer raw file or raw folder. I want to build smart previews because I'm going to want to, it just is going to make my workflow go a lot quicker. So I'm going to build smart previews. And then I also want to go ahead and apply my standard preset. And then I'll import. From there, what I'll do is I'll create a new collection. So I'm going to do this while these things are processing. If your computer is having trouble keeping up, you can wait until all this processes and then do it. But just for the sake of time, and I can go ahead and create this. So I'm going to go here and go create collection. And I'm going to call that my cold collection, because what I'm going to do before I send proofs is I'm going to cull them down and take out all the garbage ones. And this is where I'm going to send my proofs. Okay. All right. So now what I'll do while it's still building smart previews, I can still do all of this while we're building smart previews. So what I like to do is I go to my library panel and I put it on whatever you call this. I think it's called, grid view. Super easy. Put it on the grid view, and I'll make my thumbnails like slightly larger because I'm narrowing down right now. So I want to be able to see like a good many but also like have them a little larger. So then what I'll do is I'll click the spray can, and what's going to happen, any image that I click, it's going to send to the cold folder. Okay, so this one's fun. I'm going to do that one. Okay. These are so funny. They're so cute. These are so funny. These are cute. Okay. All right. So now I have 80 in my eligible category. So what I want to do is I want to export these just using my smart preview so that I can keep the file size like super small. So the easiest way for me to do that is just to go to my hard drive, go to where the raw files are, and then click rename and just add a 1 to the end. Ooh, that's Looks all funky. Capitalize my W. So Lightroom is going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't know where the originals are. We need to use smart previews. I don't know why that didn't work. Hold on. Oh, okay. It just didn't update. I was like, how is it? Okay, so now you can see it's just pulling from the smart preview, not the raw or original file plus the smart preview. It's only pulling the smart preview. Okay, so I'm in the Cull collection. I'm going to select all. I'm going to export. It's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to export? You're only exporting the from the smart previews, not the full file. I'm going to say, yes, that's fine. And then I'm going to export to my Kramer folder. And I'm going to make another folder inside Kramer that just says proofs. I'm going to rename my files to today's date and Kramer proofs. Export those bad boys. Then I'm going to go to Pixieset. She already has actually, I'm going to create a new folder or a new collection, I think, instead of using her other ones. Okay, so this will be portrait, Kramer fam. It's today. Photo proofing gallery is my preset that I have with my standard proofing watermark. Browse files, go ahead and navigate to the Kramer proofs folder, and I'm just gonna wait until those are good to go. And I'll upload them. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so they're all exported. I know that because there's no more little bar down here. Select all, upload. This shouldn't take too long because remember we use the super small file sizes and I have beefy internet. So we'll do that. They'll upload, they should upload in numeric order. The only one that never uploads right is the first one because it doesn't have a number 1 on the end. It just has proofs. But I don't mind. So now that these are uploaded, it says it's complete, but it's not. Okay. So then I'll select my first one and I'm just going to move it up to the top just so it's in sequential order. And then let's make this one the cover photo. Set as cover, publish, bam, boom, bam.